Blah. Y'all already know what it is. Your boy Yaakov. What it do? The outlet to reality. The holdest podcast in Vegas and Chicago. What up? This is the place where you want to hide from your drama, or maybe hide from your baby mama. I'm just kidding. But anyways, fans, thank you for staying tuned. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Ching ching. And today we have a very special guest who was in America's Got Talent. His music has been everywhere in Sway. Give it up for the one and only, my cousin, 7-time being on the show, Dre Marro. Woo!
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? How's it going?
We're doing good, man. I'm happy you're here, Primo. It was hard. It was hard to get you, man. I had to call a few people. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, man. Always, it's always a pleasure, man. It's always great to share with you and to do the podcast. Every time I feel like we have a better episode. We have great conversations. So I'm happy I'm here.
Much love, man. I do want to share a little story that happened to me. So I went to Chicago last weekend, really short, and I got to see some of my family and friends that I grew up with for a long time I haven't seen. And it was so nice because it was right after Shabbat at my mom's house. I had a lot of people that were Jewish, Filipino, African American, Latinos, and I had a lot of my Middle Eastern friends that were Muslims. So it was so nice. We were all together breaking bread, just having a good time. And one of my friends at that place, like she's 20, I had her on the podcast, and she just started doing banking. And she said the most dopest question in the table. She said, worked only with Latino community and African American, but I never really worked with Jewish people and people that are from the Middle East. So she's like, how can I get better in like understanding their culture? No, she was like curious. She want to learn more. So I told her, look, I'm gonna give you my perspective of how we do things, our customs. Crazy thing, one of my close friends, banker, she's Middle Eastern, she's Muslim, and she understand what she's talking about, and she gave her 2 cent, like what's Ramadan, why we pray 5 times a day. It was just beautiful because while she's asking that question, she's seeing two different groups that the media doesn't show them together. And for the first time, she see them breaking bread, which is huge because it shows unison. So, Primo, I want to ask you, and I always say this, I think it's good for young people to ask questions and to learn outside of their culture, right? And ask questions. But you, Primo, I want you to tell me your perspective with this experience I just shared with you.
Hey, man, I think that that's beautiful because I think that the more cultures that interact with each other, the generations of cultures that can share, learn, what we do is we end up being more accepting and understanding. I think that when we're in a box or we're in a bubble and we don't share and we don't connect with other cultures, it makes it easier to point the finger or to think negatively about another culture. But the more I know about your struggle, the more I know about your story, now I can understand you and we can work together. And some of the things that maybe I wouldn't have understood, I can learn from your culture that'll help me understand things more about my own culture. So I think that it's great for people to come together. And even if, one is Muslim, one's Jewish, Christian, one's brown, one's white, one's black, we can actually be stronger in the future. So that's my outlook on that.
I love it. That's deep. I knew you were philosophical. I didn't know how to tell you. You know what I'm saying? But
For
Primo,
sure.
I got to tell you, man, this is big news. So for people that don't know, Dre Marro dropped a new song called Saving Grace, hit over 25K with Colossal Mind. I need to know, Primo, and congratulations. I want to know the process of
Thanks, man.
you, of course, man, of course. I want to know the process of you making this happen, the creative process behind it, and why you wanted to do this music video. Like, what's going on? Walk us through that process.
Sure. So me and my boy Colossal Mind, we linked back in 2020. We met at a show. It was a talent showcase with multiple artists. We literally just I was doing the networking thing where I was just meeting different artists, getting their information. It wasn't with any set goal. It was just like I wanted to meet as many people as I can, get their contact. But there was something about Mitchell, his real name is Mitchell, that we had more than just, you know, a connection with music. We had a very similar personality. He was very humble, very like wanting to just be like every producer. Like there's so many producer artists. I'm sure you've met many in Vegas that they have this very like almost selfish or this like very superstar mentality. But you know me, I've always been very grounded, and I've always been very like I like to say like very just humble and down to earth, and I got that vibe from him. So we would trade things back and forth. He would send me beats, I would send him new songs I was working on, and that's how Midwest Mayhem happened. That was the first big song that we did, Midwest Mayhem. You know that one. That one was you know, a smaller success, but very big success with a lot of people that were following me because it was a catchy song, and it was the first time that it wasn't just me rapping, because I've been able to rap for years, but it was an actual like cohesive, you know, track that really had a vibe to it. And in one of my last interviews, I said, I was like, it's almost like my sound and his sound created this perfect marriage. Fast forward to 2021, he sends me the beat for Saving Grace, and we had already worked on a few different projects together. So when I heard the beat, I was like, whoa, like the beat, the way the piano hits, it just sounds intense, it sounds dramatic. I knew I wanted to create something special, so I held off on working on it. I worked on a few other things because I wanted to make sure that when I worked on that song, it was something great. Finally, one day, I just started writing some lyrics, and I started seeing that the song was literally about. I didn't have an idea for the song. I was just writing lyrics, and I'm talking about getting a house for my wife. I'm talking about the struggles of being an artist, about finding change in my cup holder. And I'm like, yo, if you think about it, hip hop music is my saving grace, and it's Colossal Mind saving grace, because it's, you know, him being a producer. Music and hip hop has been a part of his life, and if I feel that way, how many people around the world are going to feel that way? Whether it is the podcast that you're doing, whether it's you're a pro wrestler, whether something in your life is that saving grace, is that catalyst to do something bigger. So we recorded it at Jungle AE Studios, got it mixed and mastered by my guy Javez, called Sounds by 18 on Instagram. He used to actually mix and master for Juice World years ago, so he's very talented in his own right. And we put out the song. The song started getting a lot of, you know, attention, and we decided to shoot a video. We shot the video off my iPhone in downtown Kenosha. We went to a few spots, local spots, playing pool table at Century Pub. We were a very organic video. We didn't do any. If you really watch the video, it's very like just homemade. You know, we were just having fun in my hometown of Kenosha. You know what I mean? And it was great. And look at, we're actually, last I checked last night, it's at over 27,000 views, and it's getting a lot of attention. It's getting comments. I'm actually getting I'm getting a lot of different, you know, bookings for different things. So it's been a blessing, and I feel like it's just the start of an incredible year together with Colossal Mind. I think we just make incredible music, so it's been a blessing, man. It really has.
Wow, what amazing, brother. Like that is shocking. And
Thanks,
I
man.
got and I gotta say, you've been working on YouTube for so long, man. Like it's about 12 years. This is 12 years you've been doing YouTube.
Man, I probably longer. Honestly, I've had a YouTube account since I was in high school, since like 2009, 2010. So what are we in 2023?
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
probably been around like 15, 16 years on YouTube. And you know, even before that, I've been doing music since I was like 11, 10 years old, you know? So it's been a minute, long time in the making, for real.
And how did you feel like honestly when you saw that video like really blow up and hit 27K like you're saying? Like what came through your mind? I want to know. I know you were excited, but who did you tell? Like what happened? You know what I'm saying?
No, it's crazy to me because there's a few videos before that video that really started picking up. I started learning a little bit more about how to promote my music and kind of how to like start, you know, rolling it out. And I talked to Mitchell, Colossal Mind. He's like, look, he's like, I know a little bit about Google Ads, how to kind of properly put the right money towards it so that it'll organically pick up views and it'll be shown to different artists. So like, you know, it's a long story, but basically like he knew how to like put it in front of different videos that were already viral on YouTube so people could naturally see it and it can get a natural following. And that's what happened. So to answer your question, when I started seeing it get like 4, 5, 6,000 views, because I've had videos hit maybe a 1,500 views, 3,000 views even, and that's exciting already. But so when I first saw it get like around 6.9K, 7K, honestly, it was crazy because I've been doing this forever. So it's like I've always been doing it. So to see it finally start to get the right attention and to see it finally kind of reach people, like the reason I make music, Yaakov, and you know it, is because I mean, it's a passion for me. But most importantly, I want to be able to touch people with my music. I want to be able to inspire people. So to see, you know, the thousands of views it's getting, the likes, the comments, I'm actually reaching people. I'm actually connecting with people. And if I can even spark one person's creativity, one person's mind, that's it for me. So yeah, I called my wife first. I'm like, yo, this thing's got 7,000 views. I started looking at my inbox, my DMs on Instagram, seeing people tell me, yo, your music, you know, is really inspiring to me. Your music, and from people all around the world, not just Chicago, not just Kenosha, people in the UK, people in New Zealand, people in Mexico, telling me that, you know what I mean? Like they started looking at my other music, like, yo, your music is helping me through my day. Promoters letting me know, hey, you know, we want you to do this show, we want you to do this interview. So it's been really cool because for years before, I've had to be the one kind of, you know, contacting promoters, contacting people to get myself on it. So to have people contacting me and just really be a fan of my work, it means so much. Just the other day, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's really blowing up in my hometown. I went to McDonald's that's only a few minutes from where I live, and I'm at the drive-thru, and the one dude's like, yo, you're Dre Marro, and he plays my music, bro, as I'm picking up breakfast with my wife. And to me, that's just crazy. Like, you know what I mean? It's the little things. Like, I'm not trying to be a big superstar. For me, I make music because I love it and I want to help people. But for people to recognize it on the street and give me my respect, it's a crazy feeling, man. And I just feel like it's a blessing. And I'm glad that I could share it with you and I can share it with my family. And it's just the beginning. That's the best part about it. And Mitchell was the first person after my wife. Mitchell, the first one, like, yo, have you seen this shit? He's like, hell yeah, I'm seeing this shit. And God bless him, because without his help in promoting it, with doing the Google ads, without his help from just helping me create my sound, none of this would be possible. So I want to shout out to Colossal Mind because he got that sauce, you know?
I love it, and I love when it says "colossal mind." That's yes. I love that
Yeah.
when I
You
hear
know it's
that.
gonna be a banger.
You
You
already
know it's
know.
gonna be a banger, and I love it.
Oh man, Primo, that's what's up, man. Now I do want to talk about real the TikTok video. I just saw it where you're talking about basically like your old supervisor. I thought it was a hilarious video in the
Yeah,
beginning. You know what I'm saying? Can you tell me? Can you tell me? Can you tell me more? Can you tell me more?
yeah. So, bro, honestly, I made that video. It was funny because, true story, the dude's name was Mike, and it's a play on, you know, when people say I want to be like Mike. I made the video kind of saying don't be like Mike in that situation. So it was kind of clever in that sense. But it's a true story, man. I had a supervisor, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this, at a job where it was a whatever job. It was just something I was doing to make money at the time. But the type of person I am is, whether I'm folding boxes, whether I'm on stage with the microphone, I love to brighten people's mood. I like to be positive because, like I say in the video, you never know. You might be going through one of the worst days of your life, but if I tell you, good morning, Yaakov, how you doing? That might be the one thing to be like, you know what? This dude acknowledged me. This dude, you know what I mean? This dude's positive. This dude happy. Why am I not happy? And that'll change your mood. So every morning I go to the office, and I worked in a warehouse, but I even go to the office, say good morning to everybody. I go to the janitor, say good morning, everybody, you know, and everyone loved it. But this one dude always had this negative vibe. Like, he would like almost get angry that I was happy. And he would ask me all the time, like, why are you so happy? What is it in your life that makes you happy? Instead of like trying to like, you know, understand it, I feel like he wanted me to like question my own happiness. So I tell people in that video, and I'm gonna say it again, is like, don't ever let anyone question your positivity. And if anything, positivity is the one thing that can change an entire situation. If you look at it, the people that are negative, they need other negative people around them. It's almost like misery loves company. They need other negative people to talk crap about other people, or to talk crap. But if you're positive, then you're good. You're good wherever. If you're here, if you're there, if you're on stage, again, if you're at work, that positivity is going to carry over and inspire other people. So, you know, God bless his soul. I hope he's doing well. But I'm glad that I'm out of that environment and I'm away from that guy named Mike, because I felt like his energy was just draining me. And I feel like we need to pour into other people, not drain from them. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's deep. That's deep. I think that, and I agree with you. I think in life sometimes people they get jealous of what we're doing and how we come about, right? That we have confidence,
Yeah.
and, and people like to, pick at us, right? It's crazy thing. I have to share this, but I had a similar situation where This is a long time ago, but I had somebody who basically was pressing on me every day at work, every day, and was trying to get me mad. And it got to the point where he got in my face, right? And I was like, I
Yeah.
gotta control myself. Like I can't I I could lose my job, right? If I want to, throw
Right.
hands.
Right.
But I was like, you know what? I gotta take a step back and just be like, ignore it. So while I'm getting all this heat, I look at the other direction and I talk to someone else to kind of, not give that person that energy, right? And it got worse. It
Yeah.
got so worse that every day I was like, I was getting mad coming home, coming to work. And people notice, like, man, David never gets mad. But for him to get mad, like, I would try to, like I said, control, have patience. And eventually it got so bad, bro. I had to tell my big boss somewhere else. I can't work here because um he asked me, do you want to go somewhere else? I'm like, yeah, boss, because I feel like every day I'm getting too many confrontations and this looks bad, not only on me, but with the company. I gotta be somewhere else. So my boss transfers me, right? I go somewhere else. Next thing you know, crazy thing, bro. He tries to fight with the big boss. And like really, like physical, the same treated me, but like I said, you got to pick your battles. I have to pay rent. You know what I'm saying? If I lose my job, I got no
Right.
money. And at the same time, the people that look up to me, my other staff, I'm their mentor. So for me to do the same as him, right? I'm letting my team down. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta protect them. My
Yeah.
goal is protect them, keep them safe. So when I left and he tried to fight the big boss, he got fired that spot. He got fired that day. But it took that place I used to work to realize that, this guy is real toxic. Like something's not right with him. You know what I'm saying? They got to experience that. So I feel you, brother. And and a lot of people they tell me, because I know martial arts, right? That's I don't like to boast about it, but what I learned is kind of like the Jedi Knights, like in Star Wars. You're not supposed to use it to hurt others. You're there to use it to
Right.
protect yourself and your family. So if he, let's say it's different if he would have choked me, right? I'm about to die and I'm about to, or he start punching me, then I have the right to defend myself. But if he's trying to, he wants me to make the first move. Because remember, there's cameras everywhere you work. There's cameras.
Yeah.
I would have been in big trouble because, um, technically, I'm like a deadly weapon, because I know how to use my hands and feet. So I have to look at that too. Like I have to be like, nah, man, I'm not gonna be the one
You
to
gotta have
fight.
that self discipline to like not allow that person or anybody else to get you out of character. You see, the craziest thing about anger, and then that they probably teach in karate, I assume, because you told me about it, is like you have to always be in control of yourself. And sometimes there's gonna, like you said, there's gonna be people that want to push you out of your element, but you can't give them consent over how you feel. You know what I'm saying? Because then they win, right? If they have control over making you angry, in the long run, they're winning because they're allowing you to act out of character. So you gotta like you did recognize, like, look, I'm a deadly weapon. I could fuck this guy up if I want to, but that's not what I'm supposed to do. What I'm supposed to do is use this for good. So I'm going to, calm myself and control the situation. It looks like that's what you did, and that's why. Look, now that dude got himself fired because he didn't know how to control his emotion. You know?
Right, right. Yeah, it's deep. I love that, Primo. That was real deep, man. And I do want to share something, Primo. I want to share a little thing. So I know, Primo, now you've been married for a long time, Primo. That's a long time. You've been the
Yeah,
world record. You know what I'm saying?
it's gonna be 4 years soon. In August, it'll be 4 years married.
Wow,
8 years with America together,
wow.
but 4 years married.
That's crazy, man. I remember when you got married. I remember when you were dating her. Like it's amazing how time goes fast. And
Oh yeah.
brother, what thing have you learned this year with your wife? You know, the year's not over, but what is something that she tells you maybe every morning, or um things that she has helped you to become the man you are today, like better?
Man, that's a loaded question, but I'll try to answer it. I think that the most beautiful thing so far that I've learned from marriage is there is no such thing as a perfect relationship. There's no such thing as a perfect marriage. But what it is when you marry somebody, you make that commitment. You and that person, man and woman, you husband and wife, are making that commitment that no matter what, you guys are going to work towards things. So a lot of times people say a relationship is 50-50. And I feel like people that say that don't know what they're talking about because we're human. So if you're in a partnership, there's going to be days where my wife is only at 30% because she's not feeling good. She's tired. So I got to be that other 70%. There's going to be days where I'm not feeling good and I might only be at 10%, and she got to carry that whole 90%. So together as a team, we have to fill each other's gaps. So the one thing that I learned this year and maybe even years before is we have to almost be I love professional wrestling. We were just watching WrestleMania last night, Peacock TV, man. This second night is tonight. But it's like a tag team, right? In a tag team match, you gotta tag your partner. And sometimes your partner's getting beat up, and you gotta be the one that they tag, and you come in and you take care of business, and you're punching that guy, and they start beating you up. And that's what a marriage is literally a big tag team match. And I believe that some days it's 30-36, 30-70, some days it's 90-10, some days it's 50-50, but you got to be there with your partner. And there's going to be high times, there's going to be low times, through sickness, through money issues, through everything. We've been through it all. We moved to Chicago. That was a big thing, but it was great for my music career. I was able to connect and meet a lot of people. We came back to Kenosha for a lot of reasons. The biggest one being we wanted to be closer to family, and we decided, hey, if I'm traveling to Tennessee, I'm traveling to Iowa, I'm traveling to Texas to do shows, why are we going to live in a more expensive place if we could live somewhere cheaper, have a bigger house for our family, and we eventually want to buy this house? It just makes more sense because now I travel to all these different shows. So her being very sacrificial with me, like making the sacrifice to be with me in times where I wasn't making a lot of money, and then in times that I am making money, just being a ride or die and helping me manage the money. Together, we put our money together. We do a money count. Like I tell people, finance is one of the number one things that ruin relationships. So what we do is we put our money together and we have a plan and we have a structure, and okay, this is how much money we have for this week. These are the bills that are coming up. This is what we're going to do. And we work at it as a team. There's not one or another person, together, because together we're creating this legacy. We're building our business. And I feel like a lot of couples, they struggle with that because it's like, well, I made this money. It's my check. It's my money. Oh, well, this is my money. So they're very individual in their mindset, but a marriage is about us. It's about we. There's no more I, you know what I'm saying? And with our family, with our kids too, it's like every decision that we make can make a difference. So I would just say learning about sacrifice, that's what it's taught me about. And just understanding that there's no such thing as a perfect marriage. It's what you make of it. And so far, we're not perfect, but I tell you right now, we're very happy, and we have so many plans for the future. And I would never choose to do this with anyone else but Miss America, the first lady of hip hop. Shout out to her, and I love her. When she sees this, mwah, I love you, my queen.
Oh, that's deep. That's deep. I had the chills, man. I felt like this song. I got chills. They're multiplying. You know what I'm saying? But
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
I like that, Primo. That's real deep, man. I really appreciate that. Now, Primo, to wrap it up, man, can you do a little freestyle for us, Primo? Anything top of your head? You got anything?
I'm gonna do this because I'm a little hungover from last night. I'm gonna rap you guys a verse off my upcoming single called Legacy. Now we're cousins, so I think you're related to my dad, right? You're my dad's cousin. You're like my second cousin because you're my dad's cousin's son.
Yeah.
So this upcoming single is called Legacy, and on the cover I have Abuelito Chilo, which is my dad's dad. I actually have a picture of him on a horse. It looks dope. It's an old school picture. I found it, and it's basically, the song's called Legacy because I'm talking about how dope I love hip hop music, that I'm trying to etch my legacy into hip hop, so that way my future children, my future whoever it is that's going to take over the torch is going to have that legacy the way I'm taking over my grandpa's legacy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to rap some bars for you. Goes, I did this on 88.3 too. It goes, knew I was coming, you frontin', don't be in front of me. I'm throwing punches on the mic, it's like I'm butterbean. Left and right hook to the body, till your stomach bleeds, uppercut to the gut. It's no wonder they couldn't stomach me. Late night, I'm in the studio, I'm up now. Day and night, like I'm Kid Cudi when I come out. Step off the flight, it's like the Super Bowl, they cheering when I touch down. I stay clocked in like I forgot to punch out. Uh, I'm Jet Li, cause I'm the one now. Something like a beast that's unleashed. Don't interrupt now. Parents from Guatemala, and I witnessed it. Felt the struggle, now would make me get on my hustle. Son of two immigrants. Distinguish it. I work different when I be in the mix. My English teachers work different. I had a illest pen, intricate deliverance, shivers right down his spine. You couldn't mimic him, even if you studied his rhymes. I'm out the gifted, out of the mission. Call me applied this in. It's obvious I'm the hottest when I'm rocking the party. Listen, it's fucking up, hashing against, gonna be blessed. They fly, but guessing I'm bombing. I'm with this like Ohana Mystic. In my final form performance, sick shit. You know what I'm saying? I got my Dragon Ball Z shirt to represent. You know what I mean?
I
So
love it.
it's all about legacy. It's all about legacy, and I can't wait. That new single is dropping very soon, so I hope y'all see it. Next time I hit you with a freestyle, I'm be honest, I'm hungover as hell. Had a night of celebration last night for the video getting to 27K, and it's my wife's birthday weekend. Shout out to Miss America, April 3rd, which is tomorrow is gonna be her birthday. So we just been having fun and just enjoying life, honestly. So I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed.
Oh, I'm so happy, Primo. This is big news. Wait, so when does Legacy come out, next month or?
So yeah, I'm gonna drop it by. We're in April. I want to say the end of April. So this month. So maybe in about 3 weeks, it should be out on all platforms, and that'll be
Oh,
dope. And I just wanted to really give Saving Grace some time to get as much as it can. And when Legacy drops, man, that one is one of my favorite songs. So it's almost like when people ask me what's your favorite song, it's always the last song I did because every song to me is like my everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to tell. But I also got a project coming soon called Mic Check. It's going to be an EP, and it's going to have about 4 or 5 different tracks, all produced by Colossal Mind. That should be coming out towards the summer. And me and Colossal Mind are also working on a joint project where he's going to be rapping and producing, and I'm going to be rapping. And that's also coming out later in the year. So we got a lot of projects coming. I'm really excited, man. I'm really happy. A lot of people are supporting me, and I just, by the grace of God, I'm here to do what I do, and God bless everybody. For
I,
real.
I love it. I love it. Love it. You guys have it. It's my cousin Dre Marro, the best rapper I know in the Midwest. Now, guys, ladies and
Let's
gentlemen,
get it.
this is the outlet to reality, the oldest podcast in Vegas and Chicago every Tuesday. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Ching. Y'all know where to find me. I'm on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, the outlet to reality. My Snapchat is Take One Pass It, and my TikTok is at Yaakov28. And Primo, where can my fans find you?
Everybody can find me at Dre Marro 262 on all social media, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, at Dre Marro 262, all one word, lowercase. You can also find me on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, title under Dre Marro, DREMARRO. And I would just want to say to you, shout out to my cousin Yaakov for doing big things. I've seen all the podcasts you've been doing. I've seen all the podcasts you've been hosting. I see you grinding too, and you're a star. You're a star in the making, my man. So I'm honored to be on your show, and I'm proud of you. And I want everyone to know how dope you are because you're dope as hell, and you inspire me. So hell yeah.